Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what an outside LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What up, what up? Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast. My name's Nick Engvall. Got my guy, Robbie Falke, with me. Talk about some kicks, talk about some pickups, some new releases. Just a general catching up with the family, with the listeners, with the audience, with the community. If you're not in the Discord, hit the first link wherever you're listening to this and you'll find us. Anyway, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while.
I'm good. I'm excited to have some squirrel talk amongst the boys and girls. It's going to be a good time. Haven't talked to you in a while either. It's going to be a fun episode. It's been a while since you and I have had a chance to record together. Little rockin' and coppin', little sneaker news, some price hikes, stuff in 2022.
Yeah, exactly. Well, first, I'm just going to say I'm jealous that you got to go to see Kendrick Lamar because the vinyl just showed up today. So for me, which I ordered, however long ago,
months ago.
Anyway, I know you got a good story about it. So
it was a fantastic show. My first time seeing him. Have you ever seen King Kendrick before?
So I haven't seen him, but I've worked with him and his team on a few occasions.
Well, that's fantastic.
So before he was big. My
common answer has been I have not seen him live, or I saw him in like 2012 to 14 when he wasn't what he is now. But yeah, I saw Kendrick at the Moda Center and I wore my undefeated Air Force One. Him being a Cali kid, undefeated's kind of always going to be associated with California. And, those locations are the best. No offense to Phoenix, or Vegas. There's other great stores, but like Cali does it best. And these cut my feet up because I wore no-show socks and Air Force Ones. I will say historically, the stance no-show socks never does me dirty, and the Air Force One never does me dirty. But together, they were toxic. And it was just a bad relationship for my feet. Very, very bad.
Hey, man, some things are just not meant to go together.
Like chocolate and peas doesn't go together. But, and when it comes to copping, I think these two things do go together. So the Stussy Chuck 70, there's a black pair and a pink pair of high tops releasing on the 1st, which should be this past Friday or this coming Friday, whenever you're listening to this episode. And it's just this kind of a surfer logo on the ankle. Nothing really that crazy. When I went thinking about more and more about this Stussy collabs, there aren't that many Converse ones. There's like a 1-star low. There's a couple, but they're in the grand scheme of Chuck collabs. There aren't a lot of Stussys. So I'm really excited to get my hands on probably the pink pair. You know, a black Chuck is a dime a dozen, but a coral reef pink Chuck with the Stussy logo is a little harder to find. So I'm definitely interested in those. And secondly, still from Converse, a shoe you do not see very often. It's a fast break with Sage Elsesser, who's like a model skateboarder. The fast break, the last time I saw it was like the Art of the Champion pack for Kevin McHale in like 2018, I want to say 2017, 18, around those NBA finals. It was like a very traditional Celtic green fast break. And I really love that look, but for obvious reasons, I cannot wear a Celtic green fast break. So I skipped that release. These are just a white and navy Sage Elsesser fast break that has a cool little sage detail on the heel. Very clean look. I think the fast break is just one of those models like the Pro Leather that just doesn't age.
Yep. And
they're kind of just like, I think put up my Pro Leather mids next to a Dunk mid. And like it's just funny how each brand has like their cousins. They're all related. The Pro Leather and the Dunk are definitely like Nike looked at the Pro Leather and said, how can we make our version of this? And then you got the tri-panel Dunk, which then became, I mean, that's one other conversation, but just the fast break kind of gets left in the past in the grand scheme of basketball lore. Let's say grand scheme one more time for the listeners, but just both shoes I'm very interested in. Clean Converse stuff releasing the 1st, and I think early in September for the fast break. So just keep an eye out for those. They should both be pretty available.
Cool. Well, rocking wise, rock the Penny 2s. These are I guess, considered the Soul Collector, even though they're not an official Soul Collector collab, because the official Soul Collector collab released in a pack with 4 other pennies, and there's only like a few of them made. But that was what I rocked today. Coppin, I actually ordered, thanks to Will in the Discord. He sent me the link to Hibbett Sports. It's not here yet, but the Griffey Max 1 in the Giants colorways. So it's like that kind of white, black, kind of like not off white, but like kind of like
cream.
I don't know what you would call that color, like cream color. Yeah. With orange, not a shoe I probably should have paid full retail for, because it's definitely not going to be, hard to find, but I was just excited. I didn't want to miss it. It was one of those things where I think the missing, the didn't get them notifications just get you so like frustrated with it that when something is actually there, I just feel like, oh, I should get this now, which is, I'm just basically being a really stupid consumer at that point, but it is what it is. So I'll be happy when they get here. They were supposed to be here today, but they got delayed somehow. So hopefully they didn't disappear someplace.
My man, I had the same dialogue internally when I was looking at my LeBron Palmer LeBron 9s. I'm like, I paid full price for those, and they just restocked on Nike.com, so I could easily have a friend with a swoosh account just get them for me. There's a million people I know who I could get that through. But like, you know what? I've already worn my pair 5-6 times. I've made my bed. I paid retail. It is what it is. life happens. I paid full price for the West Indies Air Force Ones, and those are still sitting. I have 2 pairs of them. I got one off Kith and sneakers. I'm going to return the sneakers one, but I'm still stuck with the Kith ones. So I'm going to rock the hell out of them, but you pay retail for what you really want, even if it's not the smartest decision.
Yeah. I mean, and I think if you're going to wear them, it doesn't matter anyway, right? Like it's not really about the dollars if you're wearing them, especially if you wore them already, you know, like, but like the interesting thing about it, just from a business perspective, is it makes no sense for Nike to create so much demand that we all feel we should buy it wherever we can, because guess where we're going to return it? Like Nike's the place that's going to get returned. If you hit on multiple spots for any shoe, you're returning the shoe to the brand, right? You're, you know, you hit on 2 different Adidas, you're returning the one to Adidas if you don't want to keep them both. If you hit on the Nikes, to your point, you're going to return the one to Nike, because all the boutiques don't, either they charge you some sort of restocking fee, or they don't allow returns on, you know, exclusive or limited product anyway. So, you know, and I'm not even one that like does the return thing very often. I think I've probably returned like less than 5 pairs my entire life, because I just feel like if I like it enough and it's my size, if I liked it enough to buy it in my size, I will eventually wear it.
Yeah.
And if it's something that is anywhere off of that, then I just give it to somebody I know that likes that shoe or was looking for it or something.
It's not playing yourself if you yourself are going to enjoy the product, right? It's kind of just trying to game the system. Yeah. What's just so funny, like the West Indies, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that was a very, very, very expensive Air Force One. Now every store has them. And I think it's just funny to think about how the tables will always shift. Right now, Dunks are the move. They've been for a while. Air Force Ones had a wave before that, but Nike is going to start increasing the price of their Dunks by $15, according to reports we just saw. And I'm thinking, is $15 enough to get me to not buy a shoe that with my own money I really want? Even if it could be on sale. Let's say the Dunk falls off and Dunk starts showing up on sale again a year from now. Like, I'm probably still going to just spend, and Nike knows this, they did the calculations. I'm still going to spend the $15 more if I really, really want a pair of, let's say I want Syracuse lows. If I want a pair of Syracuse lows for $125 instead of $110, I'm going to cough up the $15. Like, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and it's definitely going to take, it's going to cut into anybody that's reselling all the Dunks right now too, right? Which ultimately will slow the sales of Dunks and then shift things to something like an Air Force One, you know, like just how it works. But, you know, it's funny too. Like I thought that, obviously I'm not a big Air Force One person, but I was this is like pre-pandemic probably, actually. Yeah, for sure. But like I was at Kith in LA, and I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it. I'll have to look on my phone. The Rockefeller Air Force One that came out, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or whatever. That shoe was like beyond grail status for so many people the first time through. And now as a retro, I mean, the thing just sat. It was like $70.
Dude, I wanted that
like,
shoe.
Yeah.
I did the Nick, and I was like, they're going to be 60 one day. They're going to be 60 one day. And they were gone, and now they're like $500 because the internet is mean. Yeah. But no, it's a great example. I saw them, and I was like, you know what? I'll just keep waiting. A couple boutiques had them at full price, and I was like, I'm not paying full price for this shoe. Lo and behold, fucked up.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you like it enough, just buy it. If you don't like it enough, don't bother with it. You know, it's like,
if you're going to feel greasy after, if you have to like hide the box from your significant other, or you have to justify thoroughly a mental strategy to own this shoe, maybe you don't need it. But if it's just an easy love at first sight, or you've wanted it for a long time, just do it. Like Solar Glides. Yep. I'm probably going to buy a pair of Solar Glides after this episode, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get a pair of those at some point too, because it's one of those things where like it sticks in your head, even if you don't see the shoe as much, because like you're not going to see that shoe on most like blogs or Instagram accounts, but you'll see some random ad for it or another colorway on sale, and you'd be like, damn, I should get that other one.
We didn't mean for the convo to go this way, but a 5-second long statement to your exact point. You're not going to find any Solar Glides, Supernovas, Adidas, any of those like technical running shoes on any of the blogs. But I had a great time on performance running blogs last night reading about the different Adidas, because I was like, they all look kind of cute. Which one's the one for me? And I read about each of them and the pros and cons from a technical standpoint. And I think the Solar Glide is mine because it's an everyday workhorse, not designed for long running because it's kind of heavy. And I'm like, well, fuck, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So shout out to the technical blogs. I don't know which one I was reading. I kept moving around, but not everything's fashion blogs, technical blogs. Wear Testers does a great job, for example. But just, it's fun to read. Yep. It's still fun to sometimes go read what somebody thinks about the legit on foot feel of a shoe.
Yeah, for sure.
Releases.
All right. So releases, let's get into releases. We're going to roll these off of, justfreshkicks.com, and we're just going to go through what they've got on the site. Probably, I don't know. We'll see how many we can get through, but starting out, probably, I think if I could guess, one of the biggest kind of crossover colorways we've seen in quite a long time, this Toro Air Jordan 6 set that's supposed to release summer of 2023. What do you think? All red suede 6?
Let me just say that I wanted the Toro 5 for a decade. I acquired the Toro 5 during the pandemic, and I returned the Toro 5, not because it was a bad shoe, but because my personal tastes had changed. An all red suede shoe to a 33-year-old when the shoe comes out is not my wave. But a young cat getting a fit off with suede red 6s, you go thrive, King. Just I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, red is not my thing, but this will tempt me for sure. All right, next
did the
one.
red infrared, did the infrared 23 Jordan 6s tempt you? Because those did to me. Like the red leather was like a flip of the black infrared.
Oh yeah,
I like those more. Those are cool.
Yeah, I don't know. They definitely did, but those are too much for me. This one I might try to pull it off, but
okay.
But by the time it gets here, though, I'll probably, because it's like we're learning about it literally a year in advance. By the time it actually comes out, there'll be different variations from the mock-up. These guys, I mean, I know the guys at Soul Retriever, and they do a really good job of being pretty accurate with the mock-ups. But it's one of those things where, like, when you see it this early, and then you start to see like early pics that are like, 9 months out, 6 months out, 3 months out, then you see the real pics and you're like, I don't really care at this point.
You know what?
At least that's how
I'd be very interested if just the type of red was off in this early description, and it was more like the Macklemore sample, like the watermelon red suede. Like that would be tight as hell. Take Macklemore's name the hell off the shoe. I'm very, very far away from it. But if it's like a terry cloth feeling, microfiber type feeling material, and it's like, a softer color red, I'd be very interested.
Yeah. I mean, it says varsity red, but yeah, like
who knows?
I mean, most of the time they're, you're so far in advance. You're basically guessing off of, you worked at a store, right? Like what happens is somebody that works in a store or as like a regional or area manager or even corporate gets access to like the order forms from the buyers from the company who are buying from the brands. And then those don't even show, like Jordan Retros don't even show in that because they try to keep it under wraps, right? They just say, varsity red Jordan 6. But, it happens. It gets out. And then somebody's like, we can make a mock-up of that. which is what we're seeing here. I mean, again, like this one too, right? Pink denim, Air Jordan 1 high. I mean, I think this is fire, but I'm also buying those Stussy Chucks, so I'm not gonna need these by the time it comes around.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather have the Stussy Chuck just because of the everyday wearability. I see a young king or queen thriving in a pink denim Jordan 1.
I feel like this should be a super popular shoe. If this is the color blocking and and the way the denim finishes, this should be a really good release for people. So the nostalgia is like just taking control of me with this one. The Air Jordan 3 Wizards dropping summer 2023. This is the shoe that I want to replace my True Blues that I never picked up.
These are we got True Blues at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
but hopefully it makes it easier for me to get these, because people that don't need, literally the only thing different is the behind the tongue is red on the True Blue, and the Jumpman color is different.
Yeah, they put
the
gold
rest
on
of the
here,
shoes
right?
Basically all the same.
I mean, same way the Cardinals is the fire red. We got fire reds at home. There's variants of all types. But what I will say is that from a storytelling perspective, I'm surprised they haven't done more Wizard stuff, because this makes complete sense. This is the easiest story to tell, and maybe it's because it's so easy they held off on it for so long, but it's just like it's a home run.
Yeah, maybe so. That's interesting. I would be really curious to see if, and I could even imagine a situation where MJ himself is like, no, don't do any Wizard stuff. Keep it Bulls stuff.
I would love to see a Wizards Jordan 18, like the white and blue that released, but just nice. White, blue, and gold. Let's make the jump man on the top of the shroud gold or something. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yep.
They'll do it.
All right, next up, Miami Hurricanes Dunk Low official images.
I've sworn off Dunk Lows only because in 2020 I bought like 9 to 11 pairs. I forgot the exact count, but I bought a many Dunk Low. That does not mean I'm not interested. This color blocking is insane. I say it's insane like I've never seen it before. It's but like it's, God damn it, it's just so good. It's good every time. It's just like it's In-N-Out burger. It's just like it's consistent. Miami here,
and it's $100 still, right? The price hike hasn't kicked in, so if you get it for $100, you're saving money in the long run, right?
I can already tell that toe box is going to be plastic, and the slope's awful. It's going to be like my UNLVs, but I can't say no. I can say no now, but the green and orange is just so good. Peas and carrots.
Yeah, it is really good. All right. New Balance 1906R.
So I only don't like these for the same reason I don't like the Spirit on mesh stuff. I don't like that. I don't like mesh paneling like that on any brand. It's not the New Balance.
Like fat mesh, right?
Yeah, not a fan.
Or it's too much air between too much like actual space between the
space
weave.
Between.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I mean, I could see like some colorways might look cool on this, but I don't know. It's not really my thing. All right. Next up, Club C Hiker.
Oh yeah. I'm interested.
Yeah, these are kind of
I can
cool.
See not a knock to the Fila Disruptor. But like these could be the Fila Disruptor of 2022. They're clunky, they're big, they're blank, they're fun. They'd probably look really good beat up, look really good clean. For $110, when they go on sale, you could get 2 of them for a reasonable price. But like, I loved my my Converse weapon redo they did. It was like a clunkier, it's a CX weapon, I believe it's called.
Yep.
I like clunky midsoles. Let's put it that way. I like these.
Yeah. Me too. I like these a lot. And the material is going to be good. It's just going to be, I mean, $110 too. That's a,
and that's going to clean. Like that whole upper is just, you could spill a ketchup milkshake all over that, and you're going to be fine.
Next up, New Balance Truffle coming on the 2002 R. So I don't typically like the 990, the newer 990 V2 through 5 or whatever, right? This kind of more modernized upper that has a bunch of different layers to it. I like the original 990 that's this kind of boxy and square, from like the early 80s. But the 2002 R, I picked up that gray and pink and purple pair that kind of looks like one of the,
Sons and Arrow.
United Arrows. Yeah.
United Arrow.
Ronnie Feig shoe. And these are mad comfortable, man. Like it's pretty impressive how comfortable this is, considering the original 2002 was like completely different midsole and cushioning, right? Super high end premium, like advanced technology when they first did it. And then when they did the 2002 R and it comes out like this, it's like takedown cushioning midsole, but it's chef's kiss. It's so good. Like, I don't know, man.
I will say,
I feel like I'm the sucker born every minute.
I will say it's a great color.
Sneakers.
I've never worn a pair of 2002 Rs. I have those United Arrows 990 V3s. I think that's what they are. I've worn them twice. I got to break them in more. Maybe they don't run as true to size as I thought they would, but I can't say anything negative about these. I'm sure they're comfortable. You just said they are, but like, that's just a really good color. That's not a shade you see a lot of. So I'm interested.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, kind of dad shoe vibes. We're rolling into Adidas dad shoe vibes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Response CL and a green oxide.
Give me these. And especially in the green oxide. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the off-white laces and that the cage underneath, like the striped cage. If you click on the photo, the undercarriage of the shoe works really well.
Yeah.
And this is just when, like, I don't know, the most ahead of its time I think Adidas ever was with this early 2000 shit. Because now look at how Solomon is so popular. Look at how these like technical shoes are popping off, and these look like they could have released this year.
Yeah. Well, and I like that Adidas is kind of embracing almost like it's like Solomon and it's kind of New Balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this shot right here, that is some nice looking suede that normally Adidas would have not put this on this.
What's the
shoe.
date on that? Scroll down more. I'm really interested.
Release date
130. Nah, we'll figure out.
doesn't have a date.
Oh, looks good though.
But those are Adidas images, so they'll probably be on the site within the next few weeks.
That's a good looking shoe.
But yeah, it is a good looking shoe. And definitely another one of those colors you just don't see a whole lot of.
You know, I was at the employee store and they had a couple pairs of just like recycled material, like ZX, like 5,000, 2 or 5. I don't even know. But it's like their lifestyle stuff will just get uploaded to the site and no one will even talk about it. But it looks, if you know, it looks
totally
good.
Yep. All right. New Balance 9060 surfaces in a classic New Balance gray tones. I mean, I don't know. This shoe is a little too much.
They've done
for
this
me,
spiky
I'm sure
out retooling. And you know what it looks like? The Monarch 2 that flops from Nike. There's a Monarch 2. That's super hyper technical tooling on it.
Yep.
It looks just like that.
I don't like, generally speaking, I don't like shoes that have that, like, have a midsole outsole that protrudes so much from the upper.
Mm-hmm.
Like this arch right here. Oops. This arch right here just doesn't make sense to me. Like the shape of it. Like you could literally make that into a McDonald's arch. It just doesn't. I can't.
You're 100% right.
Can't get with it.
I also hate shoes shaped like this, though. So it's like there's a thin line between going too far over and there just being like no bridge. That drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. All right. What else we got here?
Oh, there was a hot conversation about this brand and how it tends to reuse motifs across sneaker brands. let me preface that by saying the Reebok variant, I was at Bait this past weekend, and the quality of materials of, how do you even pronounce that? Is it JJJJJ Ound?
I think it's just
I know, right? I'm
Jound,
just fucking with you.
but
No, it's Jound.
who knows?
The Reebok, it's buttery white leather with gold print. You can't fuck that up, and it looks amazing. These Puma suedes, I feel the same way. Like kind of pigeon gray, creamy. The suede is.
Yep.
I love the suede. Like I'm going to be trying to buy. Like I love Puma suedes. Like, oh, that's a good shoe.
Yeah, it's good. It's always good material. I mean, it's kind of interesting because it reminds me of like what Fragment was when Fragment first started. Right? It was like basic colors, basic colorways, and just incredible material.
Yeah.
Up until about, when Fragment started doing all those trainer ones, and they're definitely not up to, up to par quality wise, but that's beside the point.
Can we just skip these?
Another New Balance RC30. I'm passing on 2002R in a rust oxide.
See, another.
It's pretty
we're
clean.
talking colors, man. That's a really good hook 'em horns, right?
That's a good one. Yeah. Another New Balance. Okay, Jordan 1 Comfort, black and gray.
Somebody in the Discord was saying, I think it was Trav actually, that the Zoom pairs don't fit like an OG high.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. If you have a pair of Zoom Comfort 1s of any kind, let us know. Leave a comment how you feel it fits, because Travis in the Discord said that it just was not even close to the traditional OG highs.
That sounds like a little kid. Like my mama said, Travis in the Discord said.
Yeah. All right. That's another duplicate. That's another Zoom Comfort. Neutral olive. I mean, if I'm buying Jordan 1s, I just want them to be finished. I don't like the open hem on the tongue or on the collar. So
finish him.
Yeah. Jordan 1 mid gray sail. I feel like this is coming out in so many different ways.
They just did so
many gray and white ones.
Vast
right now.
Gray or Void Gray was the one from last week. So
fall of 2022. So that'll be like an October release, most likely. All right. This is the same kind of conversation, right? Like the chunky midsole on a classic silhouette. But I don't really like this one. I'm sure it'll be stupid popular though, because it's, it'll be called the Panda Jordan 1s by somebody and people will want it.
Yeah, I'm good on those.
What do you think?
I legit think about it, because you're like, I did just say all this stuff about liking a platform, but yeah, I mean, the Jordan 1 already sits high. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan already created sneaker culture, so like we don't need to go.
Yep.
Kidding.
Triggering words for the Discord. All right. This one's actually interesting, and I'm really curious what you think about it. Zion Williamson Air Jordan 1.
Oh,
it's kind of got some Halloween vibes. It's kind of got some Travis Scott vibes.
The second I saw these, I was like, sign me up. I mean that. Like and the other Jordan 1, we were showing it love too. The pink denim. You know what all these Jordan 1s are reminding me of? All of the Jordan 1 mids from like 2006 to 2009 that people fucking clown now. Like the Father's Day, the Armed Services, the Polka Dot, Tribe Called Quest, RT, some stupid 4-letter initial set of Jordan 1s. All those got clowned. And now this is like, yeah, this is really good. This is like those walked, so this could run.
I like that little flip up detail on the heel. Got Zion underneath. That's kind of cool. So I'm assuming this is going to come out around Halloween, since that seems to be the vibe.
Well, I mean, with having him Voodoo, New Orleans, I think you could release it almost at any time, but coinciding it with the NBA season around Halloween would probably be smart anyway. So,
yep. Season starts October 19th, by the way, if you did not know. I somehow just lost all of what I was looking at. So let me hit this again. All right. Canyon Purple.
Ooh. There's again where I'm like, I don't need that. And then if you put it in front of me, it's like, I'll take that.
Yeah, I think I like the material. What the fuck? Can you hear that?
Definitely. I thought it was a porn pop-up or something.
Where the fuck is this?
That sponsorship was brought to you by...
Oh my God. All right, hang on. Let me do this again so I can get this. I'll cut this all out and then we'll wrap.
Okay.
I don't know, like maybe a couple minutes, couple more. What the fuck? That was crazy. All right. More. So fucking loud. All right. All right. So Canyon Purple drops December 3rd. I don't like the colors, but I like the material. I like kind of that, I don't know, that nappy suede look. On a Jordan 4, that's kind of interesting.
You know, I'm just going to put it this way. The Topaz Jordan 4 has lived rent-free in my brain for not buying it at retail. Because it's not even that expensive, but just I don't want to pay resale on it. And I really, really, really want a pair now. Talked myself out of it at the time. Whatever Canyon Purple is, I don't know what that color is, but if this is it, like, I will not make that same mistake twice. I will be buying these shoes.
All right, let's get through a couple more and then we'll wrap up. The Jewel Air Force One in ivory. What do you think?
I am a buyer personally. I got the pale vanilla Jewel swoosh Air Force One that released this year. I don't like a mid top Jewel swoosh. I don't like a high top Jewel swoosh. I like a white based alt white Jewel swoosh. That's really hard to say over again.
All right.
Jewel swoosh.
It is.
But I do like them.
This one's not for me, but yeah, Air Force Ones in general are not for me. All right. This one actually is for me. Sacai Cortez. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm going to like them when I get them, but I think this is just a really interesting shoe.
You know,
and
I agree. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see them in person. Unfortunately, you've got to pay for it to get them in person, but I'm probably going to do that. So it is what it is. All right. What else we got here? Fucked it up again.
You know, the Sakai's those Sacai Forrest Gumps did drop today, and I feel like a lot of people
we'll stop at that Kobe
weren't feeling them.
Yeah, I don't think most people actually like them, to be honest. But I didn't think people liked the original, all the other Sacai's, right? But then they made so many of them that even if you did like them, you probably got bored with it, right? The Kaz Sacai lows sat around, you know? It's like, that's a crazy collaboration most of the time. So, all right, last few. Jordan 1 triple white, September 1st. That's a easy pass for me. What do you think of these Pharrell S1 Riots? NMD or Hue NMD S1 Riot. Kind of hiking boot vibes.
Of all the praise I've been giving Adidas in my personal life and professional life, I cannot give that same praise to these boots. I mean, I saw Cousteau rock a pair, like an all white pair. Those look cooler. But I mean, Can we just stop with Pharrell? I mean, and
this one's. Oh, you don't like the Pharrell
I
stuff?
do. No, historically, I do. But if this is where we're going, like maybe just like put it on ice for a little bit, or let's start retroing the green, blue, black, yellow. You know, those first pairs I don't have anymore. Those element pairs. I would like those, please. These.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think this style is not for me. I think the main thing about it, you can't really see it in these photos, but I like the S1, but I don't like this high version. Ryat,
you know
whatever,
what?
RYAT.
It looks like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader fighting, because like the red lightsaber and green lightsaber midsoles, they're so highlighted, you know?
Yeah, super bright. Yep. I don't know. I mean, I'm not paying $250 for them, but I'm not mad at them. If they came out in other colors, I might be tempted. All right. It's going to take me forever to edit this because I keep fucking it up. All right, we got 3 more. Metallic red foam posits coming back in summer 2023.
Yeah. I
feel like this is going to be on a lot of people's
bring back these
list.
And like the island blue, like the tropical one from like 2011. Need both of them.
I would love to get either the eggplants or the coppers. Those are the two that are like outside of the Royals. I still want a pair of Royals.
Eggplants just retroed a couple years ago.
I know, and I did the same thing I always do, where it's like, oh, nobody's buying them; they'll go on sale.
Yeah, that's
wrong.
Eggplant might be. Call me wrong, call me crazy. Might be the prettiest shade of sneaker purple ever made.
I would agree. It is definitely up there. All right, Yeezy 450 Stone Flax. What do you think? Shoes too weird for me.
I mean, I haven't liked one pair of this, and it's just like how flat. Like, yeah, it's like wearing a sock and a Venus flytrap at once. I just can't do it.
I'd like to see these in person, but I would not spend the money on them to see them in person. All right, we're wrapping on this one. Although this is quite possibly the worst photo angle. No offense to House of Heater, just fresh kicks.
Those are some fake Kobe
6 Pro Prelude.
That's a photo of a fake pair of Kobe 6s, and someone was just really needed to make that story.
It's got to be.
Fantastic.
Supposedly coming back. What do you think?
Absolutely need.
Do you think it will come back?
No. But if it's real, I hope it is, because I'm very interested in it. Let's on a different note, just because it's not on this list, but I've been seeing it all over the place. The Harden Volume 7 is really a good looking shoe.
Oh yeah,
Harden like balling on his birthday in LA with them. Gifted a pair to Lil Baby. Lil Baby is in when wearing them on stage a lot. It's a great looking shoe. I mean, I'm not sorry about it, but like it's one of the few recent basketball shoes I think can transcend not just on court wear, but let's be real. I love the LeBron 15. I own 2 pairs of them. It's a great shoe. That shoe is not going to go down in the annals of sneaker history. Jordan, all of them pretty much. This Volume 7 of Adidas James Harden shoe. Said that very backwards.
Here we go.
That's just another color of it. There's way different colors than that. Yeah. But that shit can age, I think, like a lot of that Nike basketball stuff we still talk about. But it's on James Harden's feet and it has 3 stripes on it.
I'm really into these, man. I mean, obviously I wrote this. James Harden's next signature might be his best yet. You could check it out over on the Sneaker Throne blog. Also, you could save 10% if you want to order from them. #history, whatever it is. I don't know. But if you use the code history, you can save 10%. And we'll make a little bit of money from it. But this shoe is fire to me. Shout out to Cassie Athena for always getting the best photos of the off-season basketball leagues. But, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like complete shift in direction for the Harden line, and like in the right direction, like by far in the right direction. because to your point, like you could just see this being something that people wear on the court, off the court, now, in the future. Yeah, I think this is just, and not just this colorway, to your point too. Like, I think this colorway looks great, but man, I'm stoked to see where this goes. And hopefully nobody cares about him, because that's the best part about a lot of the let's say forgotten signature shoes in the NBA, is that the good colorways will sit and you'll be able to scoop them up. So I'm ready for this one. Also, one thing about this that I like that I think is kind of underappreciated. It's dope that they actually kind of brought back something from earlier in the line, because that toe is basically right off of the, what is it, the 1 or the 1.5 had that very like sharp cutoff on it, which is super dope.
The Harden Volume 1, I think, is still one of the best basketball shoes of the past 10 years. Call me absolutely crazy.
I agree.
But I mean, even the Volume 2, I mean, it wasn't a great performance shoe, but it's striking. The 4 and the 3 and the 5. The 5 is good. The 3 and 4, I could definitely skip. The 6 was not my favorite either. Yep. But the 7, that's batting over 50%. You know how many basketball athletes don't have a batting average of over 500 in their basketball catalog?
Yeah, good point. Oh, man. All right, man. Well, a lot of stuff that we have to make room for in the closet, I think.
Yeah, 100%. What's of all of these? What's one pair that you particularly cannot live without? That is not the Stussy Chuck Taylor.
That's the Stussy. I'm gonna get both of them. I think that I don't know if I will actually feel this way when I get it in hand, but the Cortez, the Sakai Cortez. I like the Cortez a lot. I have a bunch of pairs, but I just genuinely am curious about how it fits and feels, because the Cortez is such a like no frills sneaker, and it doesn't have a lot of support. It slides around a lot, but it seems like that one would feel much more firm on foot.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll see, but
give me the seal response, baby.
Who knows? All right. That's a
there was a
pick.
Bad Bunny one. I forgot about. I was Googling it. I was like, are those released yet?
There's a yellow one and a blue one.
Those
yeah, they're dope. Yep.
But no, I want the GR.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, and hopefully Adidas comes out with some more good GR colorways, because I mean, that's a huge opportunity for them, in my opinion. I don't think people realize how popular Bad Bunny is and how popular those shoes are.
If you don't realize,
like, they might not have crazy resell the way Jordans do or the way Yeezy does, but
Bad Bunny's out here selling tickets to his shows. Like, the shoes are very popular. The resale value isn't that of other artists, but like other artists aren't that of which Bad Bunny is. It's crazy how popular he is. I love his music too. Like, I don't know what he's saying 85% of the time, and God damn it, I love it. Right. And it's like, I don't care. I still like it.
Yeah, I need like Duolingo to work with Spotify, so I can learn while I'm listening.
That's your $1 million idea right there.
Yeah, somebody figure it out and just cut me a check when you do.
Figure it out, people. I'll be back.
All right, man. Let's let everybody know how they can find us, and we'll get out of here.
Man, you can find me at RAHBEE702, but most importantly, find me at Sneaker History. Where can they find you, Nick?
You can find me at Nick Engvall on all platforms. More importantly, hit the link in the description wherever you're watching this or listening. Join us on the Discord. We've got there's about 500 people in there chopping it up. Really good people. Good things, good times happening. And we had a fun little snack exchange, not to get off the topic of sneakers, but I think it's worth being in there just for that, because I'm not going to say that I bit off of Robbie's favorite snack, but I might have just ordered some bugles and some cheese whiz. Have
you ever had it before, or is that going to?
I didn't get it yet. No, I didn't get it yet. I will though.
Let me just say this for the listeners.
I just ordered it off of Amazon.
Don't do it because it tastes too good. But if you do it like I do and take 10 bugles out the bag and put them out and then put the bag away. Because if you don't do that, like the bag will be gone and you'll
just sit there and
eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, man. Right on. Right on. All right. Well, we appreciate all of you rocking with us and listening, tuning in. Make sure you leave us a review on Apple if you haven't already, and hit that follow button on Spotify and help us get in front of more people and spread the love for sneakers. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Later, Gators.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.